What's going on, guys? It's JuderzGaming here, back from another video, and today I'm making a reaction video, so let's get to it. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, so please leave a big fat thumbs up. So if you guys enjoy this video, please share it, by the way, and make sure to like, comment if you enjoy this so much and enjoy my channel and see my previous uploads, and also make sure to subscribe if you're new. So to let you guys know, I think I'll be making like a more videos, because I think it's like a snowstorm in my area, and you know, it's like I can't go outside and do nothing, so I just decided to make videos and to chill. So I do more gameplays. I'll be doing more gameplays, like Xbox gameplays, more reactions, and more vlogs, just to let you guys know. But probably not vlogs, since the weather around me, so mostly gameplays and reactions. And by the way, I might squeeze in one live stream, just to let you guys know, if it can work, because I use it by my mobile phone, if it can work anyway, or I can just use it on my computer, just to let you guys know too. And that's it, so let's get to it. Okay, this reaction video is going to be, it's going to be a scary reaction video. It's going to be by Killer Orange Cat. It's 3 true scary public transportation stories. Well, like me, I don't use public transportation. I only use it to go to and from school. But like, other than that, you know, I never had like a scary encounter with like any weirdo or any stranger, or like a guy out of the ordinary by using public transportation, or anybody. So let's just get to it.
What are you guys playing?
I'm supposed to be playing Game of War, but this one player keeps kicking my ass. The Legend 27? Yeah.
So let's get to it. Killer Orange Cat. It's a weird YouTube channel name, but hey, I'm cool with it. So hope you guys enjoy your week of school and etc. stuff like that. So let's get to it. You know, the subway.
Number 1, subway.
Of course, it's always the subway.
I go to college on one side of the city, although I live on the complete other side. So I happen to use public transportation quite often.
That's a nice graphic.
Mostly, I use the subway system. It's great because I'm able to get around easy, and I really have no desire to live in the area that my campus is in. I never really have problems on the subway, and despite the reputation that subway systems get, they really are generally safe. The only scary thing that has ever happened to me on the subway happened during my junior year of college. I had a really important paper that was due. After classes, I went to the library for some peace and quiet. Before I knew it, though, it was after midnight, and I had to head on home to get some sleep. It wasn't the first time that I ever rode the subway that late at night, so I really wasn't worried about anything happening. It was common for homeless people to ride the subways at night, often as a place to sleep more than anything else. There were a few obvious homeless guys, but they were laying down sleeping. While I was sitting on the train, a man stepped through the far door from the other car. He was walking towards the end of the car that I was sitting at. He had a Bible in his hand, and he was reading some verse from it really loud. I don't know enough about the Bible to know what he was talking about, but it was something about being born again. I didn't think much of it. It wasn't vastly unusual to see someone preaching in the subway. What was unusual was that when the guy stepped through the door to go into the next car, I turned around to make sure he was gone. He was standing at the window of the door, giving me the creepiest look I had ever seen in my life. And when I looked back, rather than avert his look, he just stood there and kept staring at me. I was the one to break eye contact with him and went back to reading my book. I didn't look back around, but somehow I could feel his eyes on me. When I finally got to my stop, I hurried out of the train.
I would too.
To my chagrin, he got out of the subway from a different car and began following me.
You weirdo.
I tried to just pretend that I didn't see him, and I hurried to get out of the station. Once we were out, he kept following me, turning on every street I turned on. I had never been that scared before in my entire life. Fortunately, I was able to get to my apartment building before he caught up with me. I opened the lobby door, hurried in, and tried to close the door behind me quickly. However, before it could latch, the man stuck his arm into it. I told the guy I knew he didn't live there, and if he didn't leave me alone, I would call the cops. In what seemed a sincere voice, the guy told me that all he wanted to do was make sure that I had been saved. I responded that I was an atheist, and I just wanted to be left alone. An atheist? He responded in a condescending voice. You know you'll be going to hell when you die, right? I told him I didn't believe in hell, and I wasn't scared of going somewhere that didn't exist. The man reached into his jacket and pulled out a blade. I'll bet you're scared right now, he said to me. I bet you're scared that I'm going to send you straight to hell. He struggled with the door, trying to get it open, or at least get the hand with a knife in it through the door. He wasn't able to get it open further, but I wasn't able to fend him off either. What the hell is going on? I heard from behind me. For a moment, I was startled, but one of my downstairs neighbors came out into the lobby. He must have heard the commotion. I've called the police, so if I was you, I'd get the hell out of here, he said to the guy. The homeless man stopped struggling, although he didn't immediately take his arm out of the door. After a moment, though, he thrust his blade back into his pocket and pulled his arm out of the door. He then ran off down the street. I thanked my neighbor, who revealed he hadn't actually called the cops. I didn't care, though. The bluff worked.
That was crazy.
Number 2.
The bus.
The bus. When I was a senior in college, I didn't have a car. I really hated public transportation, but I got to ride free since I was a college student, so I often used it.
That's a good advantage,
Even so, crowded areas tend to freak me out. So even if I got out of class earlier in the day, I almost always waited until after rush hour to ride the bus home.
I would too.
However, I wasn't always able to do this, though. This one afternoon, I had to get home early. Honestly, though, because of what happened at the bus stop, I can't even remember what for. I was waiting for the bus, but when it pulled up, it was so crowded that there was no way I could have gotten into it and been comfortable. A few others tried to squeeze their way on it, but the majority of us at the stop didn't want to do that. It was rush hour, and there would be another bus by in likely no less than 3 minutes. If you ride public buses, you probably know that the bus isn't supposed to be in motion if anyone was standing in front of a line at the front. Well, there were several people packed into this area. The driver wasn't closing the doors. He demanded that some people get off the bus so he could go. It wasn't happening. Nobody wanted to get off. I was worried about this because I saw a second bus coming up. It may have appeared to the bus driver of the second bus that we were all still boarding, so we only stopped for a moment. Almost immediately, the second bus driver started back up and moved to go around the first bus. A lady beside me got tired of waiting, it seemed. I assumed she went to walk to the subway station instead, so she started walking across the street in front of the stopped bus. The very moment she stepped past the parked bus, the woman was hit head-on by the second bus that was passing the first.
Damn.
It was a shocking moment, and I could literally feel some of the woman's blood splatter over me.
Ew.
The shock of what I had just seen and felt was overwhelming. I feel bad even saying that, though, because I wasn't the person hit. No matter how scary it was for me, it had to be a million times worse for her. The hit knocked the woman forward, and I watched in what seemed like slow motion as she hit the ground and then rolled over and over on the asphalt. I can't even describe how horrible she looked after getting hit, and figure you probably don't want that description. I immediately ran over to her to check and see if she was still alive. Thankfully, she was. The bus driver stopped and got out. Pretty quickly, I was pushed behind a bunch of people who were tending to her. Fortunately for the woman, the bus was not going at full speed, so she did survive the hit. But damn. For the longest time, I felt her blood splattering on me nearly every time I saw a bus coming down the road.
That's not scary. That's sad.
Number 3.
The train.
The train.
Ooh, that's a nice. That's like an Amtrak
I was
train.
taking the train home after a long day at work. Usually, the trains are pretty crowded. I work
Mostly
a late
like all
second
after
shift,
school?
however, so it often was nearly empty by the time I was riding home. When I got on the train at my stop, I was able to find a car that was completely empty. I was grateful because I'd have a place to sit down and
I switched the
read until
camera
my
view
stop.
just to let you guys know.
A
This
stop
is
or
my
two
better
later, another man got on board the train. In my car. He went to the far side of the car and sat down. Although I was happy he was sitting further away from me, I wasn't too happy that he sat in a seat that was facing me directly.
Doesn't
And I
matter.
became even less happy when I noticed that he was staring at me as the train went on. From start to finish,
I mean, listen, guys. Just because you catch a train and like a stranger who you don't know walk on and just staring at you, like it doesn't matter. But like once you start to feel that negative vibe and stuff like that, then it's out of the ordinary. Like this guy saying like, oh, he walked on the train and sat down. Or this middle-aged man sat down across from me and staring at me. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, if he's just looking at you and reading a newspaper or just trying to go to a stop, he's probably not having no negative effect. But like, just because someone looking at you doesn't mean they have a negative vibe. Like, give them a minute, and then when they start acting strange, then you be on high alert.
my ride home takes approximately an hour. So I was not looking forward to just sitting there with this weirdo looking at me. However, if you've ever been in a situation like this, you would know how I felt. I didn't really want to get up and move, because I was afraid if I did, he'd just follow me, and that would confirm that he was a creep. I tried looking at my book for a while, but it was hard to concentrate. I did eventually look up from the book, when I saw that the guy had been moving around for a bit. I looked up just in time to see him pulling a rubber mask over his face. When he put his hands down, I noticed that it was a Leatherface mask. You know, the killer from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was startled, but I tried not to let it show. I just looked back down at my book. I could see the guy if I looked up a bit, so as long as I could see him, I would know if he was going to do anything else. I told myself he was probably just some creepy jackass who wanted to give me a little scare. I can't explain how creepy it was. He just sat there for the rest of the ride, looking at me through the eye holes of a rubber mask of a serial killer.
Oh,
Each time I
no,
raised
no,
my eyes
no,
just a
no,
little.
no. Now, when he pulled out that mask and kept looking at you like that on the train, I would like got up and moved to a different cart of the train. I wouldn't be in the same cart as. Matter of fact, I would got up and moved the 2 carts of the train. 2 carts. No, I wouldn't like let no weirdo sit there and stare at me with a mask on. You must be crazy.
I would confirm that he was still staring at me. My stop couldn't have come quickly enough. When it was getting closer, I got out of my chair and hurried to the exit. While I was standing there, as the train slowed down, I saw the guy get up and begin walking in my direction, still wearing the mask. I groaned, realizing he had more than enough time to get to the door and get off at my stop. He was walking slowly towards the door, not in any great hurry. I just knew that this creep was going to get off the train with me, then follow me and do who knows what. I mean, he may have just been a jerk trying to scare me.
No.
But maybe, just maybe, he was a jerk who wanted to do more than just scare me. As the stop came, I saw some movement out of the corner of my eye, and when I looked back into the car, I saw a conductor walking up to the man from behind. As the train came to a stop, the masked man turned around and actually took a swing at the conductor. As he did, I saw two other conductors come into the car behind them. The train stopped and the door opened. I hurried off the train as quickly as I could. I was just one guy. I was sure 3 conductors could handle the creep. I made sure to get away from the train station as quickly as I could. Hey, I'll scare them. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.
Alright, so that's the end of the video. I just wanted to show you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have, please leave a likes. And also, if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, you can check that down in my uploads down below. More gameplays, more reactions are coming up, and a couple of vlogs are coming up. But since there's like snow in my area, then it'd be like less vlogs, okay? So more gameplays, more reactions, and if you guys want more reaction videos, like the scary reaction videos, or like funny reaction videos, or like weird and crazy or fails reaction videos, like the top 10 reaction videos, or basketball reaction videos, then please let me know, okay? Please let me know on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Kik, everything. So please let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to react to. And please let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to do gameplays in. Because sometimes I might do mobile gameplays, and sometimes I might do Xbox. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out. And please leave a big fat thumbs up. Alright, bye. And thank you so much for giving me all the good support too. And if you guys comment, I'll comment back. And I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.